Hello. This is, God, I don't even know what today is. Today is March 29th, 2020.
I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't be able to argue with you if you were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I still have some sort of a schedule. I mean, I do, I think I'm busier now than I was before. Everybody was locked down. And the bad thing is, like, offices don't close at 5 now, so you can pretty much work up until work is done. That's the only disadvantage of working from home. So I feel like I'm working longer hours now.
Plus, not you
Right?
specifically,
Yeah. Just the rest. Yeah. Just
but people are stuck with their families, and that could be overwhelming, right?
yeah. I mean, it's pretty much the same for me, except normally, like most days, uh, not everybody's home until like 3 or 4, and now everybody's just home all the time. But we're getting through it. We're all getting through it.
Are we?
Our grandfathers and great grandfathers and grandmothers had to go to war. We just have to stay inside. So I think we can do that.
At least with war, though, you get outside.
Get some fresh air.
And that's just a joke. I'm not mocking the military, okay? That's just a joke. Obviously, war's horrible. I'm
I
not
mean,
for war.
one of the great things about it is just the comedy on online, memes, jokes.
That's been one of my major issues is too much time online.
Yeah,
Just posting and perusing all of the apps. I mean, I don't really do Snapchat that much because I'm not 14, and I mean I do, but just the Facebook and Twitter stuff, all kinds of opinions and theories, as you were talking about earlier.
man, you
Um,
can just go down rabbit. You can just go down rabbit holes when it comes to just conspiracy theories, theories in general, the big picture. I mean, this virus is like a conspiracy theorist's wet dream.
hey, clean it up and not with a sock. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You
No
can,
outlet.
you can, yeah, you can leave for the day.
Yeah, I've done my part. Jerry, you got it from here.
Um, but yeah,
What
just going down rabbit holes of
we were talking earlier, and you said that you. I mean, I've read some, but I like to hear the ones that you've uncovered, and we
well,
can compare
a
and
lot of it.
contrast.
I mean, some of it's based. I mean, but here's the thing: like, no one knows anything, like about anything. You can believe the stuff that like the CDC reports and the WHO puts out, but like stuff coming out of China, like no one can believe that, and that's where a lot of them stem from. That it's I'm trying to pull some up that because I like to read these out loud, and I like to read them in my conspiracy theorist voice. Um,
Do you talk like Alex Jones?
no, man, I kind of like talk like this. I kind of like the old hippie, the old
Some stoned out
yeah,
dude, like
yeah.
paranoid. I'm
But like, it's still,
gonna pull one up too. I
and
have
it
one
could be,
actually
but it's just
saved.
like this is all, um, you know, China's
You're
trying
like,
to control everything, and China's trying to this, and the government's trying to go on martial law, and this is all a big plan. This is all conspired from 2010, which I don't know. I, I think that's why most of these are happening because it all could be possible. We don't know.
well, anything's possible,
Right.
and you can't trust a communist nation to give you honest information.
Exactly.
Not saying like that stuff's true and anything like that, but you can't believe a word China says. You can't.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not anti-Asian. I love the Asians, but they're not our friend. So I got one pulled up. Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
You
go
want to
for
go
it.
first?
Go for it.
All right. All right. This is from some guy named Matt Bell. I don't know if he's like resharing this. I'm not trying to put him on blast in case he's not proud of this. The Corona is a cover up for the largest U.S. military intelligence operation the world has ever known. The plan is to totally shut down the entire globe, make massive arrests, remove evil in governments, bankers, global elites, Hollywood, and sports stars that are involved at Epstein Island and other islands, also many other scandals, remove the fiat currency, and go to gold backed currency, global currency, reset, then activate Nasara Jassara law, which wipes all debt, uh, releases U.S. into Tesla's future. It gives the U.S. 6,000 medical cures, free energy, and many other beautiful things the way it should have been. There'll be up to a 6-week closure of everything. Military will lead the way. Now, actually, I wouldn't mind if that was what's really going on. That wouldn't be bad, right?
So if it wouldn't, if what, it was martial law?
Well, look at this. The debt wipe clean. Um, We got 6,000 medical cures, all these pedophiles getting arrested. And now it's another one. And I don't have it in front of me, but Tom Hanks was a pedophile and he got arrested. He doesn't have the coronavirus. Weinstein ratted, Epstein ratted.
Tom Hanks
Epstein's
is a
not.
pedophile?
That's according to this conspiracy. So is Charles Barkley. So is Madonna. There was another woman on the list. I can't remember who else. It was like 5 people. Oh, Trudeau from Canada. He has the virus. It's just a way to like remove people. It was out there. I can't find it. It was pretty out there. But basically, it's because of Epstein and Weinstein, they made deals. Weinstein has the coronavirus, quote unquote, which in reality is believable since it's spread in prison. That's close quarters. But Epstein's not dead, and they basically ratted out a bunch of people, and this is a big takedown. I mean, if that was true, like, okay, it's better than this disease killing everybody, right?
I mean, the disease is real.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I don't get is these people that sit in their basements, which we all are now, and post stuff on Reddit. But I mean, explain the influx of people in these hospitals and the nurses. I mean, is that all fake? Is everybody in on that?
Yeah, those are like real people.
Yeah,
They're not like machines. I mean, we just had one in town in the nursing home. I mean, that's fake.
right.
Now here's where it gets ugly with these conspiracy theories. I would wager dollars to donuts they'd say something like they gave us the virus in order to pull this off.
Yeah,
And
I mean that.
another one I heard is genocide, basically thin the population out.
Well,
And
that's
go
yeah.
ahead.
That's well, the one that I wish I could pull it up because there's been so many posted since I read it, but a lot of it is China based, like I said earlier, and so I'm gonna paraphrase what I not wrote, read. I didn't write it. I read it.
You wrote the
I
information.
wrote the information.
You printed it out and
And
put
I'm
it
not
on the
saying I
pipe.
believe any of this, but so it's
No, and
like,
that's a disclaimer to anybody listening. We're not like, yeah, this is right because we're just having fun, right? I
yeah,
mean,
we're just discussing it.
yeah,
It's that's where the mind goes, especially when we're inside all day for weeks.
at least we're not going outside, so don't
Yeah.
get mad at us.
But it's kind of like I think we discussed it a couple weeks ago, where this this was made in the lab, and they tested it on the rioters, and that was what, October? What month was that last year?
Sounds right. I think it was in the fall.
And well, and they've been experimenting with this in a lab for years, and China already has um, the cure, the vaccine, and they're just waiting for it to spread, to take control, to be the number one world power, to bring America's economy to its knees, to where we are buying medical supplies and the vaccine from China. China is buying our stock since all the stocks are hitting super low. And kind of like I said, China wants to be the number one world power. So when you read all that, when these conspiracy theorists write paragraphs and paragraphs, then you take back like, man, that makes a lot of sense. Or not makes sense, but like I could these world powers, these world leaders, they're pure evil. It's like, man, if China really wanted to do that, this would be a way to do it.
I've heard that too. I think I've said that too. where they wanted to get rid of the protesters. Maybe they tested it on the protesters,
Hmm.
but they basically got. I mean, say if that is true, they cleared the streets. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, it all. I'm not saying like it makes sense, but it does kind of.
Right.
That's
I
what's
mean,
scary
they're
about it.
already doing it. They're already selling supplies to Europe, and they won't sell to America. But they're blaming it on America. They're saying that there's too much red tape. You have to go through all the FDA and all that stuff. So, I mean, is that good or is that bad? Because there's people dying here that need supplies.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Wait, on us or on them?
Um, Bad. Let's see. I don't know. Is it good or bad that we're not buying supplies from China?
I think it's gotten to the point where it's bad. I think maybe initially fuck China, but now it's like we got to survive. But like, if all that is true, um, I don't know. Ugh, that's scary shit, man.
Yeah. Well, and there's like the one. Here's another theory, man, that China's going to sell us the vaccine, and it's stuff that like is just going to wreck the human body. It's going to wreck our DNA. It's going to wreck that, and then China's just going to kill everybody.
Well, I would like to think that our scientists would like study it first before they
Right.
release it on the masses, or maybe it's a long-term effect. Maybe a year from now, all of our heads will explode.
Well, I mean, if we develop a vaccine,
That's what that's
it's.
what we need to do. Is we need to get the vaccine,
But
not
even, but
anybody else.
yeah, right. But even so, like, if we're just rushing to get something out as fast as possible, we don't. Even scientists like we don't know what the side effects are going to be, the long term side effects, and that's the scary part. It could help get rid of this this strain, this flu strain. But what is it going to do? It's the same thing that anti-vaxxers say. It's just another vaccine, and they claim that it gives people autism and whatever the that's the main one, isn't it? That the anti-vaxxers about that it gives kids autism.
I don't understand how it gives kids autism though. Like, are you like a kid and then you get injected with it and you just get autistic,
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I have no idea.
or you're
I
pregnant and
just
you
know
get it? Because
it's a huge statement that can't be backed
I
up.
think it's a lot deeper than just that. But yeah, that's one of them. I think
Yeah,
there's a lot more issues with it. I kind of just tune it out. I'm just kind of like, whatever, you wacko, you silly old wacko.
yeah.
Go get sick. Make sure you take your vitamin C.
See, and I was like a recovering conspiracy theorist. I mean, with the dawn of the internet,
You're
I just
you're
bought
recovering.
into the whole like,
Do you go to meetings?
yeah.
Like, hi, my name's Jerry, and I used to be a
I mean, this is
conspiracy
almost
theorist.
like another 9/11.
This
Like a
is one of
9/11, it's
those.
like,
How
okay,
much how much shit have we lived through, man?
we've lived. I mean, I've seen one meme or joke or whatever it is like of so far of what us and Gen X has lived through. And I guess baby the boomers have lived through too, but mostly like with our childhood, just growing up.
Yeah. Well, we
Seen a
didn't have
lot.
the moon landing, and we didn't have Kennedy getting killed. We didn't have the civil rights movement.
I,
Well,
Actually, I think the joke was when boomers want to make fun of quote unquote millennials, which is and Gen Z too, about being something. I forgot how it was termed. Like, bitch, we've gone through, we've lived through 9/11, uh, the one financial crisis. I don't know. It was like five different things. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember.
9/11, this, the thing in 2009, the financial crisis.
Hmm.
Also, the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan,
I mean, those
uh,
weren't like world wars,
Columbine,
school shootings.
um,
Yeah,
lots of school shootings. What else? I mean,
how much student loans have gone up.
hmm the social media age. I mean, the dawn of the millennium, Y2K. So suck it, boomers. You're part of the problem. You fucked up this world, and now we're gonna fuck it up, but we
Well, it's
think we're
just
gonna fix it.
it's just greed. It just escalates and escalates and escalates, and maybe it takes something like this to reset everything, which is
Did you see?
it's a scary thought.
Did you see the video of those little assholes whining about spring break?
Oh
Because like
yeah, that's
Florida's like pretty much like trying to ignore it. It seemed like, and keep the beaches open. And these little pissant kids like, oh yeah, forget the virus. Don't give a fuck. You gotta live my life. Just like, oh, I hope you don't live your life. Don't worry, your parents will get their money back on whatever fucking thing they rented for you. Just,
I don't know. I've seen that where like kids might not get their money back that at least for this semester.
oh, in a school.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing's online, but I'm in grad school, and it's okay. That's like mostly like you do it on your own. You don't. I mean, you got to do the classroom stuff. But I could see like with technical schools, trade schools, where everything's hands on. That yeah, you pretty much got to take a time out.
Or even like people going into the medical field
Oh yeah,
where they're
anything,
supposed to
anything
graduate.
hands
They're
on.
supposed to
Yeah.
graduate like this year, and it's like, nope, you got to get your hours in. It's like, well, okay.
Well, shit, yeah. Like with my thing, I'm gonna have to intern so many hours, and it's hands on, face to face, and it'd be in a environment that would probably get shut down because of this. Well, no, it'd probably be open because of this. Shit. Yee. I will answer the call. um, but yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen. Like everyone's life just kind of just got put on hold, and some people just don't care though. Do you see the mayor in Chicago snapping, laying down the law
Yeah,
because people won't listen?
yeah. I'm surprised because Chicago's a pretty big, I guess, in comparison to New York. I haven't heard a lot of. I know Washington State was the first hot zone, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like the emphasis, at least in the last couple of days to a week, has just been all New York in that area, New York, New Jersey.
They just did a domestic travel ban. Basically, you can't between New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York. You can't like go from. It'd be like going from Illinois to Missouri, I think, which is what's coming because people aren't
Yeah,
people aren't listening.
yeah. That's the
That
we
mayor's that mayor's not playing around, and neither is fucking JB Pritzker. Like they're gonna shut everything down. Sorry.
no the New York the Cuomo. Well, he's the governor.
Yeah,
Um,
Governor Cuomo.
But he's opposite. He's like, you can't do this. You can't quarantine us. You can't. It's un-American.
He's
Like,
shut down shit. Are you sure about that?
I thought that was
Like
the argument that Trump wanted to completely quarantine New York, and
I think it's the opposite.
I don't know.
Cuomo's being hailed as a hero, from my
Yeah, yeah, you're
understanding.
right. I mean, he is, but I think it's just
And hey, I also want to point this out, and I'll bring it up in our next podcast. Cuomo 2020. Just watch. Go ahead.
2020. That's soon. There's no way.
Biden's not gonna. We just save it for our political podcast. Okay.
So
Just,
Cuomo threatens lawsuit over Rhode Island crackdown on. Well, this is Fox News. I don't want to read that. That's
fair
the
and
problem,
balanced, buddy. Fair and balanced. They
I
say
know.
it right there.
Cuomo says possible New York quarantine would be chaos and mayhem. I think Trump wants to quarantine them, and he doesn't for money issues. Quarantine would be federal declaration of war on states.
Well, he does Trump wants a New York quarantine, right? He doesn't want a national quarantine.
Correct.
Okay. So that's where Cuomo's saying you can't just come in here and quarantine my state, I guess.
But you're going to
But
see that you're going to see this. The governors of the blue states are going to be fighting Trump about everything.
well, the governors seem to be more shutdown happy.
Right.
Every
Not all of them
liberal,
though. Not Missouri's.
he's not liberal though. The liberal
Right.
governor. I meant to say liberal.
Yeah.
The Republican governors seem to like not give a fuck. Dude in Missouri, Parsons,
Oh my God.
he's lame as hell, man. Like, what's his deal? You got Kansas City and St. Louis, not the biggest cities in the world, but those are breeding grounds for this disease. It's not all rural country stuff. I mean, I saw him on TV, man, and I'm not. I think JB Pritzker makes me laugh. He just looks like a silly guy. He's not like a silly person who had a good sense of humor, but just like some spoiled rich kid in like some like pants with like some in short pants, like with some like tie and stuff at school. And he won't let anybody play with his toys. With that being said, he's like doing amazing. He really is.
Yeah. Yeah. He really is.
I mean, I don't.
Um,
He taxes the hell out of us, as you know. Everything he gouges us. And I saw a funny meme where he's going to tax the virus and make it leave. But I mean, in times like this, you put aside the stuff that you don't like, and you go, this guy this guy really stood up and he implemented stuff, and same with the mayor in Chicago. And then you got this guy in Missouri, a stone's throw away, who's just like he's being forced to do this. He doesn't want to do this.
Or it's
And I
just
don't.
silent. I mean, you got, yeah, pretty much all you're hearing from in St. Louis is just the mayor.
The mayor's doing everything.
Yeah.
And then St. Charles County's doing stuff. Like the counties and the cities are doing their own thing. He's like no more than 10 people. It's like that was 3 weeks ago for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like we were past that, okay? And then like I don't know, just
Well, they're just following suit of what Trump's, the Midwest, they don't matter. They don't
well,
spread the virus
I
like the hotbeds, which, I mean, it's true in some cases, but you still can't count out the number of cases that are popping up in the big cities in the Midwest.
it's not you. Okay, that was like 2 weeks ago. Now it's everywhere.
Hmm.
I mean, in New Orleans they had freaking Mardi Gras,
Right.
so it's everywhere. It's in prisons. It's in senior retirement homes. It's everywhere. I mean, the only way to beat it is, I don't know, I guess not go out of our houses, which the conspiracy theory, again, to add to that, is they want to see how they can shut down everybody, and then we're never going to come back from this, pretty much. We're going to be like, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I'm just,
that is a scary thing about the longer this goes on. It's initially it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a rough couple months, but we'll get through it. Now it's like this might last the entire year.
yeah.
I mean, the long lasting effects of just everything, of the economy, the virus itself, um, the hospitals. Um, I don't know. And
And the
it's
attitude was, it just kills old people. Well, no, it doesn't. Because
no.
now people our age and younger are dying. So now I'm not saying like I don't care about old people, but I think a lot of people had that attitude, like they'll be okay.
Right. Well, yeah, the initial the initials like symptoms is like, oh yeah, it's just a little cough, it's just a little cold, um, and it's killing old people because they can't handle it. Well, now it's like you can't breathe, like your lungs stop working, and it has different effects for their effects and symptoms depending on where you live, which makes sense. But there's like symptoms here that have been brought up that you haven't heard until recently, like the loss of taste and loss of smell. Like that wasn't
Right.
that wasn't ever brought up. Granted, you do get that with sinus issues as well. So
And that's another problem is I think a lot of people who are like sick or something else, sinuses, or you see the guy from Ramstein got admitted. Now he doesn't have it, but they reported that he had it. I mean,
yeah,
how terrifying can that be? And plus, you got to go to the hospital full of those
yeah.
infected individuals. So it's
Well,
just
it's the worst time of year for this too because allergies are popping up because it's springtime, and then you're at the end of the regular flu season. So like anytime anything happens, and from what I'm reading and what I'm experiencing in my house, like anytime anything happens, like, oh man, I don't know, I think I need to go in the other room for a little bit because I got scratchy throat or this. And
right.
then you take an allergy, and that's like the allergy medication is like the control factor. It's like if I take the allergy medicine, I feel better than it's allergies.
I hate like I hate it, and then I hate this both ways. If this makes sense, the few times I've been in public the past few weeks, if I do sneeze, I feel like I need to run from everybody.
What are
I
you doing in
feel,
public?
well, the essential businesses, nothing non-essential, as JB Pritzker says. Or if someone sneezes or coughs by me, I want to like kick him in the face. I mean, and that's the worst thing about this virus is it makes us hate other people. But now that we're in talking about public for a second, so my public excursions, it doesn't seem like people are practicing social distancing. Um, People are on the roads, drove around on the highways. People are out and about. It's not a ghost town. People are doing they're living their lives. But one place I went, of course, the grocery store, and people were just like walking by me, like not giving a shit. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I had this old lady, a senior citizen, sorry, in front of me. I stood behind her in line, like far away, and then this guy gets like right behind me, It's like, what do you think I'm doing for? You think she smells bad or something? Like, get the fuck away from me! Like Christ.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you just like you get just this weird thing in the air where like other people are like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, you might be infected. Which I don't blame them for feeling that. It's not personal, but it's giving us kind of a bad bad attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
But
Totally.
it's survival at the same time. It just sucks. And I went another place I went was just walking around my trails. You know, the house, I got trails around my house.
Yeah.
And well, now like the trails, since I was like younger and lived in this area, they used to be kind of isolated. You go on the trails and you just kind of like go on a nice a walk of solitude. Now they've kind of opened it up to the rest of the town and everybody's on there. And there's just these kids. I mean, I don't know, preteens, teens, school's out, and they're just like on the trails, just like me when I was a kid,
Hmm.
except there wasn't a pandemic going on. Okay.
Right.
Like they're not listening. It's like, Mom, I want to get out of the house. Mom's home, has to work. Dad's home, has to work. I'm gonna have to go walk. Gonna go for a walk. I'm outside. Okay, you're gonna die. You're old, not me. I mean, it's just like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be. I sound like an old man, and I wanted to be like, you dumb kids, go social distance yourself.
Well, that's what I was just thinking today. I mean, that's why this sucks, because if you don't look at your phone to get the news, if you're just living your life but inside, of course, or just around, or just like you said, just going for walks, things are okay. And then, I mean, you might know people. Some people might know people that are getting it, but then, because I'm trying really hard not to just browse news all day, because it would just completely, I don't know, make me super paranoid.
I'm taking a break myself. It's kind of
But
I got that, and just like on the social media, everyone's saying stuff, and
yeah,
then me, I'm trying to have some creative outlet, and it's like, dude, settle down.
yeah.
I mean,
But then, like, if you take I take like a day's, like throughout the day's break, and then, oh, that was a great day, blah, blah, and like your headspace is good, and then you check the feed, either in the morning or at night. It's like, oh my god. And
yeah.
for some reason, like right before I go to bed is like when I want to check everything, which is not
Yeah.
the best time, because it's like, I don't know.
Well,
Well,
that's what I do. I do morning and I do night and I do maybe a couple times in the middle of the day. And then if someone messages me, I'll respond to it. But no, just like sitting there and just fucking looking all over it, because it's like, dude, it's messing with your head. They say it does, and I'm actually going to be writing a paper about it. But now more than ever, like, careful, be careful.
yeah.
It's not good for you. It's not good for the old noggin. But at the same time, it is like a way to stay connected. But
Oh
sometimes
yeah, yeah,
we shouldn't be connected.
yeah,
Especially with people saying all those stuff that you're saying, these conspiracy theories. Someone who's easily impressionable or not okay might get pushed over the edge.
yeah. And it's also, it might be a good time to just, everybody needs to adjust their feed. Just adjust, unfollow. I'm not saying like unfriend on Facebook. You can like unfollow people.
Right, and then you
Uh,
don't have the awkward unfriend part, and then you just don't see them. I'm sure a lot of
right.
people have
Oh,
unfollowed
yeah.
me.
My unfollow list is huge.
I bet a
Um,
lot of people have unfollowed me.
um, but I think a lot of it for me is just news, and I try to follow like down, non-biased news.
Do you have any people that are bothering you? I mean, not don't name names, but like people like posting stuff that's just like, what's wrong with you? Like, stop, you're making this worse. Do you have any of that?
Um,
Just like
it,
people just shit disturbing this whole situation,
I'm
like
telling
at
you,
home.
like my unfollow list is huge.
Okay, so
Even
that
even
answers
even before
that.
this, even
Okay,
before this, it's
you don't tolerate much, do you?
I just even before this started, it's like I don't want to read what you have to, or it's not even the people that are saying things; it's what they're sharing. It's like, okay, be smart. This is like 2016 on steroids, with people sharing just pure garbage, or it's just an unchecked. Did you hear that if you gargle peroxide, it'll kill the virus? And did you know, like, and it's coming from like a 67-year-old lady who has no, like, she's not a nurse, and she's just sharing stuff that she either typed herself or is fake, or, you know, but I think now Facebook has anything that goes viral is fact checked um, by PolitiFact. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Because there are certain posts that, like one for example, it was like 8 things of how you can, get rid of the virus before it attacks you, and then like below it, I think I read it in the morning. I'm like, this is crap. Why people got to share this? And then like I saw it again like later in the day, at the end of the day, and now it has like this has been proven not true by this has been fact checked by PolitiFact and is not true.
Isn't there another one called Snopes?
Yeah, Snopes is. I don't know. I don't think that's in bed with Facebook yet, but yeah, I think I checked Snopes for like throughout the election, but I haven't been to it lately.
Someone told me Snopes is liberal leaning. I don't know what that means though. What does he
Yeah,
mean?
and that's another thing. I think if you,
What,
I forgot what terms I Googled because it took a while, but it's like, how do you check which media outlets are, but if they are biased and which way do they lean? And there's a site. It's a image, and it shows like all or not all, but a lot of the big media outlets and which way they lean.
I could probably tell you which way all
Yeah,
of
but
them lean.
it's like it lean. It's like a bit. It's like a chart, pretty or like a graph. Like it could be. It's like one's like down a little, down the middle, but it's a little to the left, or it's a little to the right, and then there's one that's like way to the left and way to the right. Um,
Hey, find that and post that on our Facebook page.
yeah, like for example, Infowars is like the
Jesus
farthest
Christ.
right.
Should be like
Not
through the
true.
fucking roof, like it
Yeah,
just
I
like.
forgot what the I forgot what the liberal one was.
Is he right? Is he right, or he's just he's like libertarian, isn't he? Alex, whatever the fucking character he's playing.
Infowars is far right on the list.
Well, I mean, libertarian is far right though. It means it's like the extreme liberal.
Well, I thought it
No,
was conservative or liberal. I don't know if that was on the bias chart.
well, socialist would be considered liberal, so sort
Right.
of. I don't know. I'm getting myself into trouble. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
You
just
see that he got in trouble for trying to sell some shit, some fake vaccine, Mr. Jones.
oh, I'm sure he did. How is he still operating? I thought
What
he
do
got
you mean?
shut. I thought he got shut down through
Uh,
for all the like didn't Twitter shut him down? Like he can't share stuff anymore.
he still got his website. Yeah, he's shut down like the state of Illinois. He was he was kicked off of YouTube. That was his bread and butter, man. He was making like millions off of his YouTube videos,
Hmm.
and YouTube kicked him off, and then Twitter kicked him off. So he has like no outlets, but he still has Infowars.com, I think, and you can stream his show from there. And he's still doing his show,
Hmm.
still having fun, telling the truth.
Just making a lot less.
Well, yeah, I bet he's still making money, but yeah, with YouTube kicking him off, that was a devastating blow.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like 2 million subscribers or something. It was devastating, but I mean, and then he go, "Oh, free speech," and that's fine. I mean, I'm all for free speech, but as everyone always says, you can say what you want, but then whatever happens to you is whatever happens to you. Just, free speech doesn't mean there's no consequences.
Hmm.
So YouTube doesn't want you saying that. They won't have you on there. You can still say it, but we don't want you to say it. So, I don't know. He cries First Amendment. He's an actor. He's an actor. I know guys like this. He's just making shit up. There's no substance to him. He was a radio
Which is
person, and then he just escalated into this. Sorry.
a lot of that's going around. It's spreading faster than the
Well,
disease.
this is his heyday, though.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
for
like
sure.
it's like, are you ready? And what's great about this, not that I'm trying to be anti First Amendment, is that he is off YouTube and he is off Twitter. So if you want to see his shit, you got to go to his website versus it's being force fed to you like as you're scrolling through Twitter, because people will be retweeting and attacking him. Like he loves that. He loves that. He thrives off that.
Hmm. I don't know. Just he will. Yeah, you think this is his, all right. This is our Super Bowl of what I've been preaching for years, and poor guy. Now I can't make any money.
If Jim Baker was selling a cure too, you know,
The
Jim
silver
Baker.
stuff.
I don't know what it was, but he got in big trouble too. Like, how do you sleep at night?
Those
How do you
people,
sleep?
well,
God,
they just see the money they're missing out.
you know who Jim Baker is, right? In his story, he's basically just
He's the religious guy.
yeah, like a criminal though. He's been in federal
Yeah.
prison. Now he's down in Branson doing some telecast. Just Jesus, dude. My God. Like there's ripping people off and then there's really fucking people over.
I
That's really
mean,
fucking people over.
well, that's
They
another
give it
thing. We haven't just the loss of business that a lot of people are seeing and gonna see.
I've made some donate. I don't have any fucking money really, but I've made some like donations to places I wanted to support.
Good for you.
Just no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just saying. Like I encourage everyone else, if you can. I know money's tight right now. Papa Trump's sending us a sweet 12 hundo. So maybe if you keep the lights on or donate to a business, whichever one you want to choose, it's up to you. Feed your kids or donate to a business. It's up to you. That's where it sucks. Is like okay, these businesses are going under. Donate them, but it's like I have nothing. I don't have a job. You know, it's just a vicious
Yeah,
cycle.
that's the thing. I mean, we're close to a recession, if not a depression. Like it's gonna happen because
It is, man. You're right.
it
You're right.
sucks. I mean, that's another thing that's just looming. It's because things aren't gonna get back to normal. They're not gonna bounce back when there's nothing open, there's nothing running, there's no events, there's nothing to make money because people don't have money. And this 12 hundo that people are gonna get, I
Ain't
mean,
shit. Ain't
it
shit.
ain't gonna.
You gotta do
It's gonna
nothing.
take weeks, if not months, to get it into the people's hands.
Three
That's another
weeks.
thing. Like,
3 weeks.
but 3 weeks. But it depends on how you filed in 2018. It depends on if you even filed. If you didn't file, you're not getting it.
Well, that's on you.
Right. But I mean,
No, I mean,
it kind of the people who need it the most.
pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Do you think it's weird the government can access your bank account?
I mean, I file electronically.
I do too.
I have a direct deposit.
It just creeps me out. They can like all. That's another conspiracy theory. Was the government's going to have access to all of our bank accounts and then like do shit?
Yeah, that's starting to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm in a pretty small. I'm at a credit union. I don't even have. I'm not. I don't even use a bank, so I don't know if that's better or worse.
I
Yeah,
couldn't tell you.
yeah, just one day is like, hey, your bank's closed. It's like, I know it's federally insured, but I mean, at this time, you cannot trust anything to rely on.
Got to have all your money under the mattress.
Oh man. All right, let's stop now before we we need to find some positive though. We need to find our happy medium.
A positive is for the pets. The pets are probably really happy right now.
They're probably tired. They're like, man, I'm just used to laying around all day.
Go to go to work.
go to work. I need to. I'm used to resting 6 hours a day, and now I'm not. You're going to speed up my lifespan even more.
Oh man,
No, that's dark. Come
that
on,
is dark. Ouch.
but you're right, man. They're around us a lot more. I mean, probably double. I mean, you probably spend from 5 to 10, 11 at night. That's about it. Now it's all day. My dogs
Yeah,
are getting tired of us.
they want you to leave.
Yeah.
I uh I'll tell you the one positive is when this is all over, and hopefully it is, I've realized how small my problems really were. I realized how the stuff that made me mad was so trivial and stupid. And I hope I keep this mindset, and I don't just like revert back into like, I hate everything. I mean, we all like that to a point, but I have a new appreciation for how lucky I am right now and how lucky I was,
Yeah.
honestly. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean, not everybody can take that, but a lot of people should come away from this. But I mean, a lot of people are going to be suffering. I mean,
Well,
from the disease and from the economics of it all, and um, but
I
it's hard to say. I think I'm trying to say it's hard to say positive, but really,
yeah, I'm
people
just
should be.
trying.
People should be. You're right. You're right.
I'm not trying to just make it about me. I'm just saying
No, no,
like
no. It's
I don't own a business. I don't have the balls to run a business. I mean, it takes balls to run your own business, and I mean, I'm not. I don't know if I'll ever be in a place to run my own business. So I have much respect for anybody who wants to do it on their own and and it's almost like the American dream, isn't it? To have your own business. I mean,
Hmm.
they say the American dream is like house and picket fence, and I agree with that. And that may have changed with our generation because our generation isn't so house happy. Um,
Right.
but I would say for a lot of people, it still is owning your own business. This is my thing. This is what I do. I've created this, and I make money off of this. Versus I'm a slave to the system, and I got some sociopathic boss. So it breaks my heart, honestly, to see people who have the mom and pop stores and the mom and pop businesses that aren't these like faceless corporations that are significant to the community because they're not some outside chain or corporation, and they're taking it the worst. And I mean, I don't know what I can personally do. I try to get takeout, try to buy their merchandise. I mean, that's all I can do. I just it just sucks. This thing is so shitty on so many levels.
Yep. Trying to find the positives. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find the happy medium in this.
But here's the positive.
What's the positive?
When the economy, not the economy, uh, when this ends, the economy should explode because everyone's going to want to go out and spend,
Oh
according to
yeah.
our president. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen, and he's just praying that it happens
oh God,
before
that's all he cares
before
about.
October. That's gonna what
Yeah,
he's gonna roll. We'll talk about that later, but
at our next podcast.
that's yeah, he's just foaming at the mouth. So, all right, before we go down more darkness and despair, we'll end it there. That's our weekly our weekly update from the bunkers. We're not in bunkers yet, but
God.
so we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up next week.
Stay off your phone, meaning social media, for a little while if you can, unless you're on our social networking pages: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Happy Medium Pod. Thank you.